Yo, the UFC are really hooking up Israel Adesanya with a tune-up fight. They literally put him to fight against Nasruddin Imavov in a UFC fight night. Look, that is the last thing I expected from Israel Adesanya. Like, I had an idea he would fight Imavov, but to put him on a fight night, that is crazy. Like, I could not believe that shit. But at the same time, the fight night is in Saudi, and they want to bring all the eyes possible to the Saudi audience. So, Israel Adesanya, he's a former UFC champion. Why not put him to headline the Saudi card? But shit, this fight is a pretty good fight in my opinion. Stylistically, it's two strikers going at it at a high level. I mean, we know Israel Adesanya's credentials. He was a UFC middleweight champion for a very long time. He's arguably one of the best middleweights of all time. But the legend is in a two-fight skid. Stylebender did lose his last two fights against Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland. The Sean Strickland fight, he got absolutely schooled, and at times he looked pretty good against Dricus, but at the end of the day, Dricus got the job done and choked his ass out, bro. But at the same time, the question is, how much does Israel Adesanya still have left to offer in MMA? Like, he flossed to high-level talent. Probably two of the best fighters in the middleweight division. Now he's fighting an upper-comer Imavov, who's won a couple of fights. I mean, he beat Jared Cannonier recently. He just beat Brandon Allen. So he's beaten some tough contenders to get a huge fight like this. And this, honestly, could be a title eliminator shot for him. If he beats Israel Adesanya, he's in high company fighting for the title after Sean Strickland and Khamzat Chimaev, because that is a huge win in your resume and beating a guy like Israel Adesanya. But bro, I've been rocking with Adesanya since he first arrived in the UFC, so I kind of fuck with Adesanya, you know what I mean? So the good thing about Adesanya is, bro, he's very technical on the feet. His leg kicks are very precise. He's very good at maintaining the distance and picking his punches. But lately, look, Adesanya really was that guy back then. He would hit people but wouldn't get hit back. The last couple of Adesanya fights I've seen, he's taken a significant amount of punishment. He did get knocked out against Alex Pereira, but at the same time, the Sean Strickland fight, he took some punishment throughout that whole fight. Like, he got dropped in the first round. The Dricus du Plessis fight, he also took some hits there. Like, Adesanya, he's getting older and he's not as mobile as he used to be. And he's fighting a lanky dude like Imavov, who's very good at pushing the pace. He's pretty good on the back foot for the most part and picking his punches like Adesanya. So I think Adesanya might meet his match here with Imavov, but at the same time, can't doubt the style bender, man. He's crafty as shit, and he's got more experience than Imavov. The guy's defended the title countless of times, so I could see Israel Adesanya schooling him through all 5 rounds, and I think this fight's gonna be super entertaining. It's gonna be fun to watch. Like, the build-up's not gonna be great, honestly. I don't expect much from the build-up, but we might get a more humble Izzy, bro. For Izzy to be fighting in a fight night, I expect him to be not as flamboyant as he usually is, and back to the old Izzy that was in his come up before he got the title. This fight is gonna be a hell of a fight. It's a good fight for Israel Adesanya to come back to. I'm glad they didn't give him the Chimaev fight, because if they fed him to Khamzat Chimaev would have eaten Israel Adesanya alive. So there could be some hope for Israel Adesanya to come back for a title shot. But look, if Israel Adesanya loses this fight, I don't know what's left for him at middleweight. I'm gonna be quite honest. If he loses this fight, he might as well should retire, like I said about Colby Covington in my last video. So if Israel Adesanya loses this fight, what much more is left for you to do? You lose to a guy like Imavov. There's nothing left for you in that division. Who are you gonna fight? I don't know. Nobody. You're gonna go up to light heavyweight? Nobody knows what could happen. But at the same time, I'm surprised that they didn't give Israel Adesanya Caio Borralho. I mean, Caio Borralho has been on the run of his career. You know, everybody's saying he's kind of the dark horse of the middleweight division at the moment. He beat Jared Cannonier in his last fight. He's been on a hell of a run since he's joined the UFC. A lot of people have been having a hard time beating him. So I expected them to give him Caio Borralho. But, you know, Imavov's fine with me too. I think it's going to be an entertaining fight. And I think this is a winnable fight for Israel Adesanya. I believe he's going to beat him through all 5 rounds, school him, push the pace, just pick him apart with his punches, and just display a well-rounded performance overall and school him for all 5 rounds. So I'm going to go with Israel Adesanya to beat Nasruddin Imavov at UFC Saudi Fight Night. The UFC have also announced that Sharaputdin is going to fight Michael Venom Page in the same card. Look, is this fight a banger? Yes, I definitely believe it's going to be a banger fight. I think this is a very winnable fight for Sharaputdin, and Michael Venom Page is a big name to the hardcore MMA audience. But for Michael Venom Page to come up to middleweight, look, I just don't see how this is good for him. Yeah, you're going to cash out and get paid, but I just think he's going to get schooled through all 3 rounds. I don't think Michael Venom Page's blitzing style is going to work against Shara. Look, Shara does only have 1 eye, but at the same time, his striking is a lot better than Michael Venom Page's. Michael Venom Page, the most he has is a couple of leg kicks and a blitz. That is it. MVP does not bring much to the table, but he does bring entertaining fights. And I think this fight is going to make Sharaputdin look really good, and he's going to get even more star power attracted to him. And I understand why the UFC are doing this fight. They think Sharaputdin could be a superstar for their company. I mean, he looks the part. The guy looks like a monster. We all know this. We've all seen it. In that last fight where he got that highlight KO, they want to build upon that. They want to add more stock to him. I understand why the UFC are doing this fight. They are protecting Shara, but it's going to be a banger. So I expect Sharaputdin to school him through all 3 rounds, and this should be a nice back and forth. And Sharaputdin, easy money, bro. Cash it. He's going to win this fight. But look, you know how the UFC are. They're always going to stack the cards up for the Saudis. They're always going to do their part. These 2 fights are going to be bangers, and I expect all these motherfuckers to go toe-to-toe and kick some ass. So it's going to be fun to see. Y'all let me know who's going to win in the comments below. Do you like these fights? Do you think some of these fighters are ducking other fighters? I personally believe Sharaputdin should have fought someone else in the top 15 instead of Michael Venom Page. But I understand why the UFC are doing this. They want to build Sharaputdin as a superstar, and fighting a guy like Michael Page, you're going to do that. That's just my opinion. Let me know what y'all think. And anyways, people, good game, boys. Catch you later. Deuces, I'm out.